Hi Pisces, welcome back to As Above, So Below Healing Tarot, where you are the magic baby. My name is Tiffany, and this is going to be a reading for Sun, Moon, Rising, and Venus Pisceans. So Pisces, I think I want to start focusing the videos on a specific theme. So I think on Tuesdays, I want to do it for the heart emotional space, so some relational stuff. The Monday at the beginning of the week, I want that to be inspirational and magical. So I kind of just see wherever that comes out. And on Thursdays, I want to focus it more towards career and, purpose. So I want to give more time to those specific themes. So we are going to get into this today. And of course, we have the Halloween Oracle. And we're going to see what's happening in the heart space for Pisces. So Spirit, guides, Hecate, what is happening for Pisces? Ooh, we have acceptance and equality, Lady de los Muertos. So I feel like you are really fighting for equality, fighting for fairness, and fighting for authenticity right now, Pisces. That's a really big theme that keeps coming up. And if you see here, she is really, the Day of the Dead is very fun and it's very expressive and creative, and there's a lot of music, a lot of art, and it's very celebratory. So you, I feel, are really tapping into your individuality, you're tapping into your autonomy, and you are not being afraid to show it. And you may be also fighting for the minority, for LGBTQ, for women's rights, abortion. I try not to get too political on this channel, but we are really fighting for our equality right now. And that's a really big theme that's coming up. So we also have Skull of Darkness, blind spots. So this is a little bit of shadow work. And I think that you are also coming up with some spots that you are wanting to dive deeper into. And this can maybe be around relationships, around where you still have some people-pleasing tendencies or are still trying to mute yourself to keep the peace in any way. And it doesn't surprise me that these two are coming out together, because I think that you are really being consciously aware of not self-sacrificing. And this is a common theme in a lot of Pisces lives, mine included. I've definitely been there. You want peace, so you shut up, or you don't say what you want to say. You swallow your truth. And that may be a blind spot that you are looking at. And you're like, nope, we can't do that anymore. We've got to be, firm with our truth, firm with what I'm feeling in my heart. So Spirit, what else is going on for Pisces? In relationships, we have love begins. I love this. This is awesome. And you can see here that there are two people sharing the same cup. So you perhaps are feeling, that there is reciprocal energies coming your way. You are filling into people's cups, and they are also helping fill that back to you. And this is, you've cultivated this life, Pisces. So step back and really give yourself grace and give yourself a pat on the back, because I think you've weeded out a lot of people who are not authentic, who are, not there for you. And I really think that you're focusing more on the future rather than looking back at what happened in the past. You're like, I am moving forward because I can't stay lingered in this energy. But I wouldn't be surprised if some feelings of possibly resentment come up because of what has happened. And my biggest take on that is to let yourself feel it. Let yourself feel it, journal it out, and release it with a full moon, because resentment's a tricky one, because it doesn't mean that you are, erasing what happened, or you are giving that story more energy and you're saying that it was okay. It's releasing the feeling of again, betrayal of the pain from that situation from you. You are doing it for you, not the other person. And forgiveness is really hard too. And do forgiveness for you. Don't do it for the other person, because you deserve to be happy and you deserve to be fulfilled and surrounded by people who also want to support you, who also want to see you grow. Okay? All right. Spirit, what else is going on for Pisces here? In the hot space, what's happening for Pisces? Ten of Pentacles. Oh, wow. I love this. Yeah, Pisces, you may be feeling really secure, very stable in the home space. You, from the outside, you got it all. You know, you got the husband, you got the wife, you know. You have the family unit. You have the happy kids, the happy dog. But I love that the root chakra is very prominent here, and this shows that you have done a lot of work on your stability. You have done a lot to ground yourself in this space of feeling abundant, and you really are soaking in the goodness of your life. So I love this. You have Temperance, you have the Two of Pentacles, and you have the Emperor. Okay. All right. And then you have Seven of Swords at the bottom of the deck. Okay. Pisces, I feel like this blind spot and the Seven of Swords here are very closely related. So when I see Seven of Swords, I like to also think of it as imposter syndrome. So yes, you can go with the route of the betrayal, the sneakery, all of that stuff. But I don't feel like there's, possibly anything really in real time that's happening with that. I feel like it's an internal thing. And I think it has to also do with your authority, with you saying what you want, for you going after what you want, or for you even seeing yourself in an authority type figure. Because I think that's where this Temperance and this Two of Pentacles is, because I feel like you are in an in-between period of being somebody who is a student, and now you are practicing your craft, you are doing the thing, and now you are very much like a master at what you do. And it takes a lot of internal workings to see yourself in that way. And that's where I feel like that heart energy really is it's coming back to you and pouring into your cup like you've poured into others. And I don't feel like your vision is so much on the 3D now. It's now focused internally. Like, where am I shifting and where can I open my heart to be able to receive more abundance, more love, I think you've really moved out of your pain body, and you are just kind of cleaning it up. You're cleaning it up for any residual stuff. And I feel like there's one last thing that is wanting to be tweaked and let go of, and then you move on to the next phase. So, and I want to see what's going on with this Emperor. Spirit, what's going on with this Emperor? And this is Aries energy. So the Hermit, yeah, you're holding back. You're holding, oh, and you have the Sun. Ooh, and you have the Tower underneath that. Okay. They're like, all right, you are no longer a student. Now you're going to be being visible, being seen for what it is that you want to do. But there's some resistance and there's some hesitancy with that. And because you have the Four of Pentacles, you have the Hermit, and you have the Sun underneath that. So you have a lot of happiness and a lot of, solar energy that is asking you to look at this. Look at where the lack still is. Where is this lack coming from? Is this coming from believing in yourself, believing in your worthiness to be able to be seen as this. You know, Pisces are very much, you know, we don't, oftentimes some Pisces don't like the spotlight. It feels uncomfortable because you're like, I don't need to be seen, you know? That's not a core value that we really have to do. Unlike, you know, Aries and Leo, we're very much content in just being. But I think that you have a lot of wisdom and you have a lot of insight to share that is a different perspective than what people are used to. And I'm hearing that's going to be refreshing for the right ears, for the right people. And you are, you're holding back a little bit, and that's okay. It's all right. But I think that call is just going to continue to call you even more, you know, and your heart wants this. You want to be comfortable being seen. I feel like you are really stepping into your Queen of Wands era, Pisces, and you're doing a lot of the subconscious and the inner works to be able to hold that vibration, to hold the energy of being a master. And that takes some time. It takes some recalibration. And a lot of you may be being patient with your growth, being patient with, you know, where you're going. And if you are building some sort of platform, you know, I think that keep going, keep doing the thing. You are in the laying the groundwork phase, but it's also you looking at yourself with, you know, very open eyes and seeing, I want to shift these things about how I receive this information, or even the way that I present myself. You know, you're taking a really hard look at yourself, Pisces, and we're the best at that. So you're doing all the good things. So, and use that sun to go on your hermit journey and to look at this holding back. Maybe this is money wounds, you know, but you also have the 10 of Pentacles here. So I feel like in your conscious world, you know you're safe, you know you're secure, you know you are, you know, you got it, but it's the internal framework that still is holding on to a belief of lack, that's still holding on to a belief of, I won't have enough, so I have to grind myself, or I have to do all of these things. But you're really being asked to receive right now, Pisces. So allow yourself to receive. I want to go into the No Bad Days. I love this deck. I got this in Casadega. All right, and if these messages are resonating, please like, share, subscribe. And if you would like some hypnotherapy, Reiki, tarot, anything like that, and if you are in the Charleston, South Carolina area, I have a shop off of Old Trolley Road in Somerville. But we can do readings online, we can do hypnotherapy online, we can do Reiki online. I would love to help you out if you are wanting to really look at some of these internal sticky points. So, all right. Ooh, we have knowledge and we have experience. Love this. All right. So Pisces, I think that you are looking for more experience. You're looking for new knowledge to, you know, really allow yourself to be in this authoritative, you know, space. But you can gain that as you go. You can gain that as you move through these lessons. I feel like you have something in your brain that's like, I have to gain more knowledge, I have to gain more experience. But you already have it. You already have the knowledge, you already have the experience. So, you know, it's really up to you to decide on, you know, do you want more time to sit with the information, or are you ready to present it? Are you ready to put it out there? So this can also be due to courses, YouTube channels, anything that you are teaching. So Pisces are being asked to rise up to be leaders, and it takes a lot of shifting of internal framework. So I get it. but you're meant for this. You're born for this. The people need this, Pisces. So, all right, guys. Thank you for being here. Please like, share, subscribe if you haven't already done so. And I will see you on the next one. Remember, you are the magic. Blessed be. Bye.